Hey, what's up, everybody? Here we go again, episode 73 of At Face Value. I'm Brian.
I'm Lucas.
I'm Will.
I'm Michael.
And we got our boy Michael with us today. So here again for another week. Super pumped to have you back. Lot
Some
going
of us are
on.
pumped.
Some of us are pumped. Some of us have been sad all weekend. But life goes on. So
Just
you
2
live and you
days,
learn.
really.
Yeah. Will was upset about having two full days at the stew on this before talking about it today. So dude,
Right.
we built it in. We'll talk about it. We built it in, dude. What, like, why A&M didn't want to win the game? It's built in already. So
Dude,
We'll
you
get
wanted
there.
to host at Kyle, dude.
Guys,
yeah,
we'll get there. I need time throughout the pod, all right? I need time to build myself up. Right now, I'm still down. Down tremendous.
It's
all
all
right.
right.
Well, let's jump into it then. Let's get into our hugs and hikes as we do every other week. So, Lucas, you got a hug to start us off?
Yeah, I'm going to give a hug to the entire Ole Miss fan base. As an LSU fan, obviously with the whole Nick Saban saga going to Alabama, I know how it feels to have your coach poached out from underneath you. Hopefully, Nick Saban, Lane Kiffin does and has as much success as Nick Saban did at Alabama, but I think that's a tall task to ask. But the way this whole thing transpired, if I'm an Ole Miss fan, I would hate that guy with all my guts. I understand. Will, I think you might have a little bit of empathy as well for Ole Miss fans with the Schloss-Nagle move in baseball. Unfortunately, it's part of the world that coaches live in, where they take jobs, go to places where fans aren't very happy about. But for 15 plus years, I had to deal with it with Nick Saban at Alabama, and it's not fun. So I definitely empathize with Ole Miss fans, and I totally understand if you hate this guy's guts. So give a big hug to Rebel Nation.
Rebel Nation. Still got a playoff to get ready for. So,
That's right.
Will, you got a hug?
Yeah, I'll piggyback off of that. I'm going to give a hug to Marty Smith for the hell that ESPN put him through trying to cover this Lane saga.
Yeah.
That man, I don't know if he left the facility there for like 40-something hours. They were checking in with him minute by minute, I think, just waiting for a resolution. And yeah, hell of a time having to sit there and wait it out as things just kept getting pushed back and pushed back and pushed back. But when the scoop was going to be there, so was Marty. So hug to him for pushing that thing through and trying to be boots on the ground for ESPN to get all the news on the Lane saga.
Dude, did you see like his interview with Lane on the runway? Like Lane opened up that whole interview. He said, "I'm impressed. You literally drove around a fire truck to get to me." Like Marty Smith was on it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, dude, after waiting that long, he's not about to be denied. So
No, it's
I saw a
crazy.
thing. I saw a
That's
thing on X. It
hilarious.
was like it like aged Marty Smith. It's like the year is 2044. Marty Smith has not seen his family in 19 years.
Yeah. So good.
It's awesome, man. So,
Unbelievable.
what about you, Michael? You got a hug?
Yeah, my hug is going to go to the 101,000 screaming fans at Darrell K. Royal Memorial Stadium on Friday.
out of here with that. Fuck out of here with that shit.
If there's anything that I can encourage our younger listeners, both male and female, it is marry up and marry into a family that has season tickets to one of these premier programs, because it pays dividends, because that is by far the wildest, most fun environment I've ever been in. I was at the Georgia game. I was at the Alabama game. And that A&M game against Texas was just nuts. We'll get into the other stuff later. It was a lot of fun.
Was it better than
We do 107,000 for New Mexico State, guy. Get the fuck out of here.
Was
That's
it was
cute.
it was it was it more intense than Texas versus UTEP?
It was close, really
Yeah.
close. But yeah, it beats it out just by a smidge.
Score was
Yeah.
pretty similar too. So
True.
You're not wrong. 10-point game. Yeah, really close game.
No, I did see a tweet where somebody said that the atmosphere was top 5 like atmospheres, and obviously Texas has all the drone shows and everything that supposedly is really cool to see.
It was wild. Like it's also the first game I've been to where they've let the opposing team's band play. And like I'm not, this isn't a shot at the Aggie band, but like this atmosphere was such that y'all know like how they do the Texas fight chant. They did that for the entire halftime while the Aggie band was marching. I couldn't hear them playing. It was unreal. It was ridiculous.
Dang.
This is gonna be a fun pod, man.
That's all I needed, boys. I'm back. I'm all the way back. I'm all the way back.
At
You're
least, at
welcome.
least we have Michael as the UT correspondent instead of some of our other friends who are UT fans. Because
No, give me all of them.
Yeah.
I want everybody's ass.
nah, well, maybe one day.
Starting by getting the
we've,
quarterback's ass who can throw a ball.
Have fun at the
uh,
Pop-Tarts Bowl, Michael. Have fun at the Pop-Tarts Bowl.
Hey, we're here for it. We're here for it. It's all right.
We,
We're that one blemish.
we at least we've extended an invitation to some of the other UT fans. They just haven't accepted yet.
Yeah,
so.
the olive branch has been extended to everybody. So Michael's been
Yeah.
the only one that's accepted. So
Yep.
I'm the only one brave enough to come to the gauntlet.
Well, I'm gonna give a hug to the group of 5 coaches that got the big promotion this weekend. So Ryan Silverfield getting the job at Arkansas, Alex Golish from South Florida getting the Auburn job, and then Pat Summerall getting the Florida job. Big step up for those guys. So we'll see how it goes. I know the biggest one that I've seen is that Arkansas is planning a whole protest against Silverfield right now, that they are absolutely upset about that hire. So I wonder how all that's going to play out. And I wonder if, Arkansas is actually going to listen to any of those complaints, or if they're just going to power through. But I know a lot of what I saw is they were just, they were like, his record was average at Memphis. He never even won a championship there. What makes him think he's going to come here? So, I mean, it remains to be seen, but good for those guys getting the big jump on that. So,
I mean, good for Arkansas fans for wanting more for their program that's not very good, I guess.
The protest is more about another situation that we'll dive into later. I don't want to get onto it right now. I want to get through the hugs and hikes first, but I'll give more on that later.
you got a hike, Lucas?
Yeah, I'm going to give my hike to the ACC. The ACC is finding the best opportunity to not get representation as a champion into this playoff, which is going to force the committee to have Miami be the representative. So Miami is going to figure out a way to get in, because the ACC is not going to be well if they get left out of this playoff. I know Miami has a long shot to get in, but I mean, the committee's pretty much already put them up to the point to where they're shooing them in already. So even if Duke at, what are they, 7-4?
6 and
If
5.
7-5.
Or 7 and 5, yeah.
7-5. If Duke ends up winning the ACC championship, I mean, they're not going to be a representative in the playoff, with the other group of 5 champions being higher ranked. But I still feel like if that does happen, Miami is going to get in. So the ACC it's just not good. SMU blew it at Cal, and it's just a shit show over there. So the ACC can take a hike.
Yeah, I mean, I was shocked about SMU because I know we talked about, they were going to be the ones that would be crazy, them coming into the ACC and getting into the championship back-to-back years like that, and then going and falling on their face to a team that struggled the last several years and just fired their head coach. So kind of crazy that it played out that way, but good for Duke too. I know that Will's talked about it, and we've talked about it, how cool a story would be for Duke to be able to make it through everything. And so for 7-5 Duke to get in over number 13 ranked Miami is actually pretty hilarious, because that's going to keep Miami out of the playoff too. So I'm all about it, man.
Yeah, I'm telling you, the way it's set up, they're going to find a way to sneak Miami in.
Dude, there's no way. There's
Yeah,
no
there
way.
is. Like, they have 2 losses as well. Like, they're going to find a way to kick OU out or kick somebody out. With Miami's win over Notre Dame, I think they would. They would use that as
Miami has to hope Georgia beats Bama 45-10.
maybe.
But I said it too, like in the chat yesterday, like if you kick out a team that loses in a conference championship game, then teams are going to start opting out of the conference championship game,
Yeah.
and then you make that game completely irrelevant. So I mean, like, and that's
I
where the
don't,
committee's
yeah.
gotten itself stuck, and so it's just like, but it's like, what do you do? Like, yeah, like if Georgia does blow out Alabama, I think there's definitely a reason to keep them out, but if you do, then you're just starting a whole domino effect. So it's a lose lose at this point, really.
And the way OU played against LSU, like they could use that against them as well.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, there was no reason LSU should have lost that game.
No. Well, there is a reason. Their offense is atrocious.
That is
But
true. Well, you got a hike?
Yeah. I got a hike.
101,000.
Delusional ass Texas fans to take a hike for trying to argue their 9-3 ass into this playoff. There is not a chance in hell that's happening. You want to argue both sides of the damn ball. Oh, we just beat Texas A&M. Little bro, we exposed them as frauds. But then you also want to claim that you beat the number 3 team in the country that should propel you into the playoff over a bunch of 10-2 teams. It ain't happening. Get over yourself. All right? I can't stand this narrative. Just Texas fans, get over it. You blew it. Don't lose to Florida. Don't lose to Florida. This is the same argument we had with Bama last year. Don't lose to Oklahoma. Same argument we had with Ole Miss last year. Don't lose to Florida. Coincidentally, it's Florida both times. There's not a chance you get in. Yes, your resume's good. I don't disagree with that. Are you probably a top 12 team in the country? Yes. I'm not going to argue that either. But the football has to matter. So you lost 3 games, and there's other teams 10-2 above you. You're not getting in. I'm sorry.
I even saw one
Yeah.
thing that the Big 12, they threw out a thing for BYU that I know we've talked about the FPI and we don't really know like what all goes into it, but according to ESPN's like football power index, like BYU has the 7th ranked strength of schedule in the entire nation. So that's
And
according
on,
to the ESPN FPI. So
and on top of that, even if you did get in, you're playing on the road, and you've been dog shit on the road.
Very much so.
Texas is probably an undefeated team if they get to play all 12 games at home. Like, they're very good at home, but they are abysmal on the road.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't think you can disagree with that.
The one thing I'd say is like, if I'm, and I am a neutral in this, but as a football fan, I would much rather watch a rematch of Texas going to Kyle Field in a playoff situation rather than BYU going to Kyle Field in a playoff situation.
All fair.
Just for the spectacle of it. But again, when it comes to merit and wins, losses, and again, I know a lot of people are upset about the whole Texas argument where they're saying they're talking more about their loss than they are their wins. Maybe that's true, but that win looks very bad. And your road resume is not very good with that sneaking out at Kentucky, at Mississippi State, just offensively just inept, and then getting blown out at Georgia. So yeah, I mean, I can't disagree with that, but like you said, like if it comes down to it, are they one of the 12 best teams in the country? Yeah, probably. But again, Ole Miss on paper was probably one of the 12 best teams in the country last year too, with their NFL talent, their draft picks, all that stuff. But they lost.
They blew it against Florida.
And Kentucky last year.
Yes.
But
I mean, like, the games have to matter. Like, I understand resume, but resume be damned whenever you have more losses. Like, there's something to that.
for sure.
I want to go on record and say this right now, that I have been consistent in saying Texas is going to be the first team left out. I think you can argue to put them in, but I think they're going to get left out. And emotionally, I'm okay with it. Like, logically, I can make sense of it. My hike is scheduling tough out of conference opponents to open the season. Like if it's like just in general, because if they picked UL Monroe and they beat UL Monroe, they're in, and we're not even having this discussion. And I'm not arguing whether or not we shouldn't discount losses against hard teams. Like that's not even that argument. It's the argument of like, why even do it at this point? Like there's no point in doing it.
Yeah.
There's not.
Yeah.
Like there's not. And like I'm okay with that. Like
So
go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say. So the argument of scheduling UL Monroe, yeah, but in the SEC you have to schedule a Power 4 opponent, and again, obviously these are scheduled 10 years in advance, and you have a pretty good assumption that Ohio State's going to be probably pretty good. But you could have also scheduled Indiana 10 years ago, and you'd be like, oh, this is a cakewalk. This is an easy Power 5.
Yeah.
Nowadays, 10 years from now, you don't know which team's going to pop like they are right now as well either. And so the Ohio State situation, very good argument that they're probably going to be good in 10 years again still. But at some point, like you're going to have to play good teams either way.
I mean,
last week of the season for some teams,
But the argument for that too is that if the SEC is going to do that, then every conference needs to do it.
Agreed.
And then we've talked about before, like the Big Ten doesn't require it. So the
No.
Big Ten, they play a bunch of slaps to like. I mean, obviously some of them play like Ohio State playing Texas, Michigan will play Texas, but I mean,
Michigan played Oklahoma this year too. Yeah.
Yeah, so some of the
But
teams
Indiana
Indiana
didn't.
Yeah, Indiana plays nobody non-conference, and then they play their conference schedule. So I'm all for the non-conference tough game if everybody's required to do the same.
Yeah. There's got to be.
But even still, there's still not going to be consistency across the board because LSU is going to schedule Purdue, and then Texas is going to have to go and play Ohio State, or vice versa.
For sure.
Because LSU scheduled Clemson. Like, Clemson was obviously down this year. You scheduled Clemson 5 years ago, LSU's probably in trouble. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you just don't
for
know how
sure.
the cards are going to fall year to year with that out-of-conference schedule.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I mean, I think Michael's right. I think
Yeah.
teams are going to take a much harder look at this moving forward, especially SEC teams now that they're moving to a 9-game schedule.
yes.
The only argument is, and this is from a personal experience here, is that A&M's tough out-of-conference game is literally making their resume because they went and won it.
Yeah.
Without that Notre Dame win, our resume looks a lot worse than it already does. So you take the risk, and the reward works in our favor where it hurts Texas. I get Michael's argument completely, but I think more teams are going to lean like what Michael's saying and not even take the risk than do what A&M did, and they're getting rewarded now for winning. Like if you don't ever have to take the risk, then you don't have to worry about it because you're going to beat the Louisiana Monroes of the world every year. So
Or West Virginia. Like, pick West Virginia.
Yeah.
It's a
Well,
non-blue blood. You're not worried about them. It's a Power 4. But, like...
Well, I've
Like
made that
you just
argument
said-
before. Like
But there's-
teams are
but
going to be
there's-
scheduling NC State, Purdue, Northwest. Like they're going to be every team in the conference. They're going to be calling them
But there's only
because
so
they
many
all
of
want
those
to play
teams
them.
to go around.
Agreed. But like they're all going to try.
Yeah. But
What
another
about with
thing.
Pac-12? Is the Pac-12 going to get lumped back into a P5? No.
Absolutely
It's a
not.
group of 5. Okay. I went to Texas State. All right, I can hope. I can dream.
Yeah, but what I was going to say too is in A&M's situation too. Everyone's dogging A&M about their conference schedule, and
It's not their fault.
Keep going.
Like you got to play your schedule.
no. But in a different year, A&M's schedule is a lot more difficult whenever you have LSU down as they were this year. Like there's more nuance, and same thing with Texas, where Vanderbilt is now a top 10 team, and it makes their resume look better when Vanderbilt is up. Because normal years, you play Vandy, you chalk that off as a win, no doubt, and they're a 2-10 team.
Next year they're Mississippi State again. It's no big
Yeah,
deal.
and so
Well,
so I
unless you're
think-
Texas playing on the road, and then it's a big deal. We can't take care of business on the road. So that's another question I have. Like, if Texas, like, we'll get into that later. Someone's still got a hike left. My bad.
Yeah.
We'll get into that.
Brian.
Yeah, we got to get Brian psyched, and we got breaking news in the coaching world. So
Ooh, breaking news. All right. I was just gonna say my hike is this whole Lane Kiffin situation could take a hike. Just crazy situation. I mean, everybody pretty much knew, I think, for a while that he was going to LSU. And so this whole drag on, which I know the whole situation, it was, can he coach in the playoff? Can he not coach in the playoff? That was the big holdup. But just the whole process, like we went to earlier, Marty Smith sitting in an office for 2 days waiting for an answer. Like it was just a absolutely crazy situation. So I'm glad it's finally over, at least, or at least the hiring part of it. I know there's still a lot left to it, as far as how it goes forward, and what the committee does with Ole Miss. That's kind of what I'm interested to see. How that affects their ranking. I mean, they're still in the playoff, obviously, but it's like where do they move them to? Do they keep them at that six spot, or do they move them further down to where they don't host a playoff game in the first round? So I'm
Yeah.
interested to see how that happens, but at least we can finally move on, and Lane Kiffin's going to LSU. So
I think a hike too to the athletic director of Ole Miss should be in play too, because the way he handled the situation wasn't great either. And obviously, losing your head coach during your arguably the greatest season of your program's history is tough pill to swallow. But now, because you were sitting here dragging it along, Lane Kiffin had this offer on the table for months and he didn't sign it. That should have been a warning sign right off the bat, and you should have been starting your coaching search, especially if you were already not going to let him coach in the playoff. He probably shouldn't have even coached in the Egg Bowl, to be honest. But I think he dropped the ball a little bit on that. And now Ole Miss, I mean, they hired their defensive coordinator as their new head coach, but I don't think that he was first on their list when it came down to it, and they were just kind of
no,
stuck in a hard spot and just made a move. So,
because
That's
that's what
just
it
a
looks
straight
like.
continuity plays. All that is.
has to be.
Yeah,
But it was an interim. It was he's the head coach. Like that's what they announced. Like it wasn't an
Correct,
interim.
but they're just saving face recruiting wise and playoff wise. Like you're trying to keep some sense of stability in that program.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure. God, I forgot the guy's name. I think he was the head coach at with the New York Giants or something at one
Joe
point.
Judge.
Joe Judge. Like that was the rumored who was going to become the interim, at least to keep the continuity in the team. But I mean, good on the defensive coordinator to not jump ship too, because there was a lot of rumors that he was going to go with Lane to LSU, which I would have been a little upset because then Blake Baker. Hopefully Blake Baker is retained because LSU's defense made a big jump this year. But yeah, we'll see.
well, that's our hugs and hikes. So let's jump into it. So what's your breaking coaching news, Will?
Kentucky's gonna fire Mark Stoops tomorrow.
Yep. Yep.
It's not shocking, but a very late wrinkle to this, considering we could have all seen this coming by game 4, 5, and Kentucky is jumping into this coaching cycle unimaginably late
Yeah,
with a lot of young big names now off the table, but a lot of big names still out there. I mean, there's proven guys that still don't have jobs.
Ryan Kelly.
Seriously, I mean, you think someone like Kentucky wouldn't take him in a heartbeat?
Oh, absolutely. 100%.
I mean, there's a lot of guys out there now. Be that they're older guys, but gonna be. I mean, Kentucky's gonna have to take a big swing at a real young guy or a real small school guy here, or try to get one of these older proven veterans to come in and see if they can right the ship. But yeah, interesting move. Very not interesting move. Very predictable move. Interesting timing on the move, I should say.
Talk about a bullet dodged by A&M.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like I think Elko's that was the right hire, but they were this close to having Mark Stoops instead.
Well, we kind of got into it a while ago. I mean, we're trying to say Arkansas is trying to do the same thing, but that was strictly an A&M power play by the fan base of like, we're about to withhold all the funds in the world. We're not going to show up. We're not going to get behind this if y'all make this hire. And they crumbled immediately when all the big names came in there and said, no. Like it is at most schools. You have GMs and ADs that run the show. They don't run dick. I mean, it's the
Yeah.
people with the money behind the
The
scenes.
board of
Boosters, yeah.
regents and the donors run shit.
Yeah. So, uh, yeah, but you're right, Michael. I mean, massive dodge bullet. One of the more head scratching decisions at the time, anyway, to think that was even a viable option. Um, but yeah. Uh, so Mark Stoops out. The Arkansas thing's interesting because I think the riot is more about how they botched the Golish hire.
Yeah.
So Alex Golish was in agreement to be the Arkansas head coach like a week and a half, almost 2 weeks ago, and
Hmm.
they leaked it, and he did not want that leaked because he was trying to at the time still compete for the American title, and he was
Right.
trying to finish that team and do right by South Florida, and Arkansas leaked it, and that did not go over well, and essentially he pulled his name from the hat. Um, and I think Arkansas fans rightfully were a little more excited about Golish than they were uh, Silverfield. Is that how you say it?
Yeah. Silverfield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's a combination of all that because I don't blame him. I mean, this doesn't move the needle for me massively if I'm an Arkansas fan. Uh,
But go ahead, Mike.
Go ahead.
So fill me in here because I'm going to admittedly say I'm ignorant on this. Bobby Petrino, obviously history there. Is it just because there was no real uptick and no performance boost after Sam Pittman's firing that they were like, this still isn't the guy. We're gonna go a complete different direction.
I would think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
But what I was going to say about the Golish situation, um, how much of it, him not going to Arkansas, is kind of the trickle effect, where some were all ended up taking the Florida job, where he was linked big time to the Auburn job for a while, and then Auburn opened up, and Golish thought there was a better situation at Auburn than there is at Arkansas, because realistically, Auburn is a better job than Arkansas.
Yeah.
All of it is a domino effect because you're right.
Yeah.
Everything you were saying. I mean, Summerall to Auburn was done. Golish
Yeah.
to Arkansas was done.
Yes.
Florida was kind of in limbo here because Florida was still delusional up until about 3 days ago and thought they had a chance at Lane.
Yeah.
Which at the moment LSU opened up, Lane Kiffin was never going to Florida.
No.
I mean, he was either staying at Ole Miss or he was going to LSU. So that was Florida's delusional ass thinking they had a chance. But yeah, it was a straight domino effect. When they realized Lane was out, they pivoted to the hottest name, Summerall. Good move by them, I think.
Yeah.
It's the best. I mean, I think it's a hire they had to make. Whether it works out or not, we'll see in 2 or 3 years. But it's the hire they had to make. And then, like you said, Golish then pivots to Auburn after Arkansas pisses them off. I do think both of them would have, probably more so Golish, might have actually had some interest in the Ole Miss job too. If the Lane thing would have got done earlier, yeah, then Arkansas is kind of just left to pick up the crumbs here. But
Because objectively, out of all those teams that were open, Arkansas is the worst job out of all of
It's
them.
the worst job. It's also in the worst pod. You look at that pod of 4 that they're stuck in for their
Oh,
common
God,
opponents every
yeah.
year. Dude, it's more money than any other pod in the SEC. Like those 3 between Texas OU and A&M every single year. That sucks to be stuck with that every single year. I don't
Yeah.
like. That's not where I'd want to be.
For sure. I will say the game next year, LSU going to Oxford, should be interesting.
Yeah. But dude, that's what I was
it-
thinking about too, because
They-
this is the second fan base in the SEC that Lane has pissed off, because Tennessee's still mad at him from when he
Yeah.
took that USC job
USC
years
job.
ago. So yeah, so now he's got. I mean, dude, like I sent y'all the video earlier where fans literally lined up at his jet just to boo him onto the plane as he left. So
Which
Yeah, they need to be
rightfully
checking
so.
pockets for batteries, man. They need to be checking pockets for batteries. He's gonna
But
get a
right-
9-bolt to the dome.
Rightfully so. Rightfully so. They should boo, but they also have to realize that, like, he also, this last 6 years have been the best run in their program's history. So like that's like LSU fans with Nick Saban, as I was kind of talking about. Like, everybody hated Nick Saban because he went to LSU. He didn't go. He went to Alabama. He didn't go straight to Alabama. He went to Miami first, to the Dolphins, failed. Then he went to Alabama, which still sucked that he went to a rival. But
It was made worse by the fact that he said he was never leaving to go to the NFL, and then a week
Well,
later he went to the NFL.
Yes, and that was
That
tough to
sucked.
swallow. But as an LSU fan and as a realistic LSU fan, like, I can confidently say that LSU's football program would not be in the position that it's in today if Nick Saban was not at LSU. Like it just wouldn't be. And honestly, if Nick Saban wasn't giving Lane Kiffin advice, Lane Kiffin probably wouldn't be at LSU today either. Because
Yep.
that was his confidant with everything. He was talking to Nick Saban, and Nick Saban, he went on College Game Day and pretty much told you what Lane Kiffin's choice was going to be, talking about where he can go to get the best recruits to win multiple natties. Like, the answer was there on College Game Day.
I'll
Yes.
say that's the thing is like Ole Miss is the better position right now, but if you look at longevity wise, I mean, LSU, like between recruiting and resource and everything else, I mean, it's not a debate.
Well, and Nick Saban, in his statement on game day, what he said was, at Ole Miss, Lane Kiffin has to use the portal so much to build these teams, whereas at LSU, he has a recruiting base to where he can build a roster and then supplement with the portal a little bit more efficiently. Because, again, LSU's it's in a hotbed in the recruiting world in Louisiana.
All he has to go do is shake a tree, and he's going to have a skill position player fall out of it. It's ridiculous. There's just so many skill guys all over that state.
I mean, not just skill guys. The number one defensive tackle shut down his recruitment today in the class. He took a visit to Texas last week, but once Lane Kiffin got hired, he's like, I'm shut down. I'm signing with LSU. And then the number one athlete, Lamar Brown, is on LSU's campus at ULab at a high school that's legitimately on LSU's campus, who's going to be signing as well. And he's been shut down. He's been at every LSU football game this year. So, I mean, just right there, like you have 5 stars and Louisiana's quarterback class next year I think they have 3 of the top 5 quarterbacks in the country out of Louisiana. Like LSU's going to have to make a decision on which one they want.
What a problem to have.
Yeah.
Just don't pick the next Garrett Gilbert.
I mean, yeah, that would not be good. Or Connor Wegman, right? Right, Will?
Yeah.
Or any quarterback we've picked in like
10 years?
13 years now.
Yeah.
Marcel Reed's not bad.
At times.
Yeah.
He's a young kid. He's growing. Young and growing.
He's a sophomore?
Sophomore. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do think it's interesting, like the dichotomy between the way Lane Kiffin is leaving Ole Miss and the way John Summerall's leaving Tulane. Like Tulane's letting him stay on, finish the season out, keep doing their thing, and Ole Miss is like, get the fuck out of town. We don't want you.
It's
Totally different dynamic. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So different. So different.
And it being a group of 5 school, like that plays a big part. And I mean, Ole Miss is one of LSU's pod teams, right? We're playing them every year. They're a rival. Like you can't, like that's a slap in the face as a program. Whereas Tulane, like they're just happy to be there.
It is crazy how the American Championship is going to be coached by 2 coaches who are no longer employed by their school.
Yeah.
and the top 4 group of 5 teams, this is probably a trend moving forward. I mean, it wouldn't be shocking, but in the top 4 group of 5 teams, all their head coaches are probably going to be gone. Because Morris is at Oklahoma State, obviously the 3 of the SEC, and top 5, I should say, because JMU, Bob Chesney's probably leaving JMU, and not probably, he is leaving JMU. He's probably going to UCLA. UCLA's pushing hard for him.
I know.
But so this is probably going to be a trend moving forward. But yeah, it's a very interesting deal. And again, you know, I don't know if this really sets a precedent like with what Lane's doing, but being it has happened, I doubt it's the last time we see it.
I hope it's the last time we see it, because I hope the NCAA sees this and sees what the kids at Ole Miss are having to go through right now, and they completely reform the offseason with the portal, with the early signing window, with everything, because they should start the day after the national championship. Just open it up for 2 months and let it go.
It'll only change, Lucas, if Ole Miss gets the doors kicked off of them in the playoff. If they go play a competitive game and they still get a good TV product and ratings are good, then it won't make a difference. It'll only matter if they lose money on it.
Yeah, but
it shouldn't, but it will, because it always boils down to money with this.
It does, but I wonder how much of this bad publicity that they've gotten over the last 2 weeks of this whole Lane Kiffin saga, because like the NCAA has been getting ripped by the media about how they need to let him coach his team. Like they were pushing really hard for Lane Kiffin on College Game Day to just let him coach it out. And again, they mentioned the NCAA, like they need to have some reform and change this so this doesn't happen again for the kids. Like that's because that's what it boils down to, is the players are now the ones being the collateral damage of all this.
They are. I can only speak like in my profession. When as soon as you turn in your 2 weeks, like you're gone. They pay you off for your 2 weeks. Thanks for all your service. Get out. We don't want you around. We don't trust you to be touching stuff. Like get out. So it's a different dynamic, like corporate world versus like college head football coach. Like very, very different. Fully acknowledge that. But like, it doesn't surprise me that Ole Miss doesn't want him around right now.
No, absolutely. But yeah, I guess there's some nuance to it. Like again, this is your best team of. This is the first time you've ever made the playoff in your school's history. Like you might not ever get back to this position.
Mm-hmm.
If we're being honest.
Here's an interesting name to watch in the next couple of weeks, because again, the coaching carousel's still kind of wild. Chip Kelly got fired by the Raiders yesterday. Be interesting to see if he comes back to the college landscape. I know he had the stint at UCLA that didn't go great, and then OC at Ohio State, and then he, used that as a stepping stone to get back to the NFL as the Raiders offensive coordinator. But yeah, interesting. I'll be interested to see if he comes back to the college game or if he tries to find another NFL job.
Well, that and then now seeing Brian Dable being tied to the Penn State job now just because of his regional affiliation. Like, I don't know how that's going to work. I mean, I feel like that would just be an absolute dumpster fire. I mean, I feel like they'd have to set everything up for him. I mean, I don't even know. Does he even have college experience? I mean, I don't even know his background really. Like,
No, but neither did Matt Patricia, and he's doing just fine in Ohio State.
Yes, Bill Belichick, dude.
Not doing that great in North Carolina. I don't know. I mean, the carousel's still going to be. I mean, Penn State's still open.
Yeah.
UCLA's still open. Michigan State came open and immediately got filled today.
Kentucky will be open now.
Kentucky's open. What's up, Michael?
Brian Dable was an offensive coordinator at Bama in 2017, and then was a grad assistant at Michigan State back in 98 to 99. So a little bit of college experience, but not a ton.
So he was at Alabama before he went to the Bills, or what?
Yeah.
Yes. Between his stint with the Patriots as a tight end coach and his stint with the Bills, it was 1 year. It was just 2017, and that was it.
He kind of sounds like an NFL kind of guy. Like I don't know how much he wants to coach in college. Kind of like Joe Brady. Like Joe Brady. Like everybody's linking Joe Brady to LSU. Like that guy was never leaving the NFL. Like I don't think he ever wants to coach in college ever again.
I wish he would coach the Giants forever. He was horrible.
What'd you say, Brian?
So I wish he'd coach the Giants forever. He was horrible.
Well,
yeah. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
The Penn State job's been fascinating because, like, I think there's a real world that if Auburn would have won that game Saturday, like Kalen DeBoer might have seriously left and went to Penn State.
And this is the one time in my entire life that I was actually not all the way, but I was halfway rooting for Alabama just because Lane Kiffin would have gone to Bama. Over LSU if that would have opened up.
Bama there was the Lincoln Riley tie to Penn State too, and then like DeBoer he still is super interested in USC if that was to happen. Like the coaching carousel still has a lot of dominoes that could fall.
Yeah,
it's not quite as juicy as we wanted, but on the surface, underneath the surface, if you dive into all the rumors and all the ties and the calls that have been made, it's super juicy. But at the end of the day, we're not getting quite the pop maybe we thought we might have gotten. But
yeah.
So is because Kiffin was linked pretty heavily to that Bama job when Saban left. Was it more of him just like not wanting to be the guy after the guy, or were they not that serious in pursuing him as I guess I thought that they were?
I think they were all in on DeBoer right away because I mean,
were they?
DeBoer, I mean, if you remember, Washington was playing in a
Yeah,
national
Washington.
championship, like, and there were links to that job while he was coaching. Like
Okay.
there were rumors swirling around about that while
So was it more
before the Natty game
media?
happened.
So it was more media manufactured, the link with Lane, I guess, because he was an OC there.
Yeah, I think so. But I mean, honestly, I'm not
It was
surprised that Lane went to LSU, but I know Lane was pretty pissed off at LSU and Florida whenever LSU hired Brian Kelly because he didn't even get an interview at either school. Like he wanted those jobs, and so I know he was a little bit pissed off about that just to begin with. But I don't think he was ever actually in contention for the Bama job when it came open when Saban retired.
His
Not that I
coaching
heard
resume
of.
is impressive.
It is.
Youngest head coach in NFL history at the time, then goes to Tennessee, like fails up to the Tennessee head coaching job, leaves after a year to go to USC, rehabilitates at, under
Florida Atlantic.
Florida Atlantic, and then Saban School of Coaching, and then puts Ole Miss on the map, and now he's going to LSU. Like it's a wild roadmap for him.
Yeah.
I wonder how much longer it's going to be before Michigan comes open because they've looked pretty rough the last couple of years. I mean, Sharon Moore, I mean, I feel like he
I
got
think they
into
have to
favor,
lose.
but
They got to lose to Ohio State again, 2 years in a row. And if they have a bad year again next year with losing to Ohio State, they probably can.
yeah, but I don't know, man.
That's
Like,
the only thing that's kept them around. Because they beat Ohio State 5 years in a row before this year.
Guys,
4 years
serious
ago.
question. Serious question. Right now, Sharon Moore is a free agent coach. What Power Four school is offering him a job? Serious.
Dude, when the links to Sharon Moore to LSU, I was like, please God, no.
There's no. But like in all seriousness, what upper echelon
Kentucky.
team in a Power Four conference? That's why I changed the question to upper echelon team in a Power Four conference would honestly offer Sharon Moore a job. None, and he's the head
No,
coach at
no.
Michigan. It's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I mean, yeah,
all right.
because he got handed the reins to the Cadillac whenever Jim Harbaugh was on suspension,
Well,
and then
yeah,
and won those games. And so I mean, that's pretty much what got him the job. And then now, yeah, he's just. I
he
mean,
was going to be the
last year, I mean,
scapegoat. Yeah,
well, I mean,
But
uh,
them beating Alabama in the bowl game, I think, saved him, gave him a little more grace, even though Alabama didn't play, or Alabama did play their guys. And then, they went 9-3, so I guess it was good enough this year. But I mean, nothing's been impressive about Michigan the last 2 years, where I think that
that's
he'd
a
actually be a legitimate coach. Like,
and I was gonna say that's a sneaky 9-3 there too. That's not a that
yeah,
might be
that
the
is
worst
a
9-3 football team in the country.
that is a 6-6 team cosplaying as a 9-3 team.
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, they also
Absolutely.
have a true freshman quarterback. Like,
Who they didn't progress at all.
yeah.
I mean, he looked
The
rough.
scheme with him was this, but they haven't schemed with him at all. They haven't tried to get him better at all. He was more concerned with trying to go 10-2 and make a playoff than trying to get the future right with Bryce Underwood. What they wasted a year of this kid.
yeah. I think that is an indictment on the era of college football that we live in. Like, you don't have time. If you're a blue blood or you're a top program, you don't get time to develop. Like, it's a rinse and repeat. Like, we reload
Yeah.
every year. And,
No,
like, you don't think so? You don't think that's the
no.
way it is?
Good
Bryce
coaches
Underwood,
develop throughout the season.
and not just developed throughout the season though. Like Bryce Underwood in a perfect world, and if he would have went to LSU, he would have sat out this year under Garrett Nussmeier, developed and then played.
Yeah.
But whenever you spend $3 million on a quarterback, like he has to play. Like there's no two ways about it. And so
I
what
mean,
Michigan
who else was on that roster to play quarterback, though?
what I'm saying is if Michigan was smart, they would have went out and got like Fernando Mendoza or somebody like to come in and be their quarterback
Experience,
for
yeah.
1 year, let him sit underneath them, develop, and then next year pop off like Arch did.
Well, but doesn't that feed into the whole narrative of, like, you don't get a year to develop? Like, we got it. Like, you have to bring in the guy that's experienced and ready to go.
But the only
That's
reason
kind of what I mean by that is, like, you don't, like, I know last year everyone was clamoring for Arch. Like, they wanted Arch because they were, like, not content with what Quinn was doing. best thing for that kid all year was to sit behind Quinn. He was not ready. It would have been a disaster.
Yeah.
They were fortunate enough to be in a situation where they could, sit him behind a guy who had just been to a playoff, who took him to a second playoff.
Yeah, but again, with the portal, like you have that opportunity to do that. It's just that
Yeah.
Michigan was so desperate to get Bryce Underwood to campus that they offered him $3 million a year. And if you offer somebody that much money, you can't
You
just
have
let him
to.
sit the bench. Especially with the way
That's
their
fair.
offense was last year.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, I'm sure Texas spent that much money on Arch Manning to sit the bench for 2 years, but to each their own.
Different pockets, though.
Dude, Michigan is very rich.
I was gonna say they got a lot of money over there too.
They have
but
one of the richest.
the state endowment that Texas has is ridiculous.
Dude, they have one donor that's worth like $200 billion. Like, it's an open checkbook. It's like the Nike dude at Oregon.
Yeah, I feel might.
Like, it's if Michigan wanted to, they could open up their checkbooks just as much as Texas.
Ooh, that's Larry Ellison.
Larry Ellison, that's
Oh,
right.
okay.
He's the Oracle guy.
Yeah.
He's not even a fan of Michigan. His wife
It's
is.
his wife. It's his wife. Yes.
Yeah.
But it's just like Texas Tech. Like Texas
Apparently,
Tech
he
is.
does not subscribe to Happy Wife, Happy Life.
I mean, he wrote a check for $3 million for an 18-year-old kid. So
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
What are you gonna say about Tech?
I was gonna say Tech's kind of the same way. Tech is opening up pocketbooks. I mean, they played a girl who plays softball $1 million to come and pitch, and they made it to the national championship.
Yeah.
Like,
First $1 million softball NIL deal. Probably the first
Yeah.
$1 million NIL deal for a female, period.
Well, and
nah,
didn't they spend the most in NIL in college football this year too?
Second
that I
most.
don't know.
I was say it
LSU
was
spent a
up there
lot.
for sure.
I think Texas was still ahead of them.
Yeah, I knew they spent a
'Cause
lot.
I think the number I think was 25 mil, and then Texas I think was 35. Like, it was a full
think-
10 mil more.
Yeah, I think Texas was $30 to $35 million for their roster, is what I read.
It's an expensive Pop Tart.
Google AI had approximately 28 billion for NIL
Yeah.
spending this
Yeah.
year for Tech.
Yeah,
You got all those oil field guys though. I mean, that helps a lot. So
I mean,
They've
it
got
paid
one
off for
oil
them.
field guy and Pat Mahomes. I can't see them backing up the Brinks truck every year. Like, I don't see that happening. It's not 200 billion like Larry Ellison. It's not like to that extent. That being said, there is nothing else to do in Lubbock than go to football games. Absolutely nothing.
but if you look at what Tech's done, like they started investing their money and they immediately had a lot of success. So I mean, why wouldn't you
Yeah.
keep putting that in? I mean,
It seems like they hit every bullet they shot was a hit this year. It seems and feels like. Micah Hudson might be the one exception. Like, he just scored his first touchdown, and I'm not convinced that dude's not a head case. Transfers to A&M, decommits from A&M, goes back to Tech, stays there. He's only doing like kickoff return and punt return, and then I think got his first receiving touchdown this year. But
Yeah.
former 5-star.
you all right over there?
We got
Will?
to get to games, boys.
Yeah. Yeah, we should probably hit the
We're
gas.
getting bogged down.
We are.
Well, let's
There's a lot
get
to talk
into it.
about.
Well, let's jump into it. So we can start off with the Egg Bowl. So Ole Miss, in their final regular season game, took care of Mississippi State. Not unexpected. I mean, Mississippi State's been pretty down this year, and Ole Miss has been playing better throughout the year. So even throughout I was interested to see if they would keep it close just because of all the distractions going on and everything. But Ole Miss, they took care of business. So good win for them. Like we talked about, you just wonder what's going to happen with the ratings now. I know they were big Auburn fans because they were close there for a while to get in the SEC championship game too, which
Yeah.
that would have made things a lot more interesting as well. But yeah, so but they got the big win there.
Yeah, that's the big thing is with Lane leaving is, are they going to host or not? Right, they're obviously in. That secured their ticket to the playoff for sure, no question about it. So, yeah, good win. They looked very good offensively again. Did Blake Shapen get hurt in that game, or what happened with that? I didn't get to watch. Did he just
Mario
get
Taylor
benched?
started.
Did he?
Mario Taylor started from the rip,
Did he?
and looks like that decision probably should have been made about 5 or 6 games ago.
Agreed.
That kid's got potential.
Yeah, he does. It's going to be exactly like Taylon Green at Arkansas if he stays.
Yeah,
Just a
I
wasted
think
talent.
he's staying. At the same time, like you said a while ago, Lucas, maybe smart to not throw him to the fire, let him sit behind. I'm not sure if sitting behind Blake Shapen did him a ton of good, but uh, he's got potential. And that, I mean, seriously, that game should give some Mississippi State fans like, hey, that's nice to see going into next year as the guy. So
True, but I mean, Blake Shapen started off the year pretty good, right? Got the win against Arizona State. Looked pretty good against Texas. But yeah, downhill the last few weeks for sure. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see kind of what Mississippi State comes back with next year. But I mean, Ole Miss too. But I mean, we'll get into that at the season's end. But yeah, good win for the Egg Bowl. Lane got to leave a hero, right?
Yeah, leaving a hero.
Yeah.
Well, let's slide over. Big 12, man. I just want Texas Tech absolutely demolished West Virginia, man. Like they are making a statement right now that they're not just the best in the Big 12, but they're one of the, in my opinion, they're one of the best teams in the nation right now. I mean, like their defense is lights out. They're running the ball well. They're throwing the ball. I mean, just every facet of what they're doing right now is just impressive. So, I mean, I know they got to play BYU this week, but I don't see any reason why I know I'm, giving my takeaway for the picks later, but I don't see any way that result's going to be any different than what it was last time. So, I mean, I think Texas Tech set themselves up to get a first round bye for sure.
Absolutely.
I do love how they are doing absolutely everything in the world they can to get Jacob Rodriguez the Heisman. They're letting him throw passes to try to score touchdowns. He's got 2 offensive, rushing touchdowns. They're doing everything they can, which is a cool story. Yeah, he threw an interception.
A pick. Threw a pick.
Yeah, it's a pick, but they were trying to get him a touchdown pass too, on top of his rushing touchdown. It's yeah. I mean, he had 4 total tackles in that game and a half tackle for a loss. So kind of a quiet game for him on defense, but that's probably because West Virginia scored absolutely 0 points and did nothing.
I think I said
a bunch
it,
3 and
like,
outs.
I think I said it like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and this point still stands. If you're a playoff team, you do not want to be on the same side of the bracket as Texas Tech. Like that's, I think no matter which way you script it out, like they're going to be a tough out for anybody, including Ohio State. Like I truly believe that. I think Texas Tech is legit.
So I remember 2008 when they were hot and they were ranked number 2 in the nation and they beat Texas at home. And then I remember them having the bye week after that and just coming out flat against OU. I hope, as someone from Texas who has some familial ties to Tech, I hope that that's not what happens in the playoffs, that they don't come out flat after a bye week and just drop an egg.
I think
I don't think they will. I think it's a completely different team, but
I don't think their roster was worth $28 million in 2008.
No, it wasn't.
Michael.
It wasn't. It was, and like the style of football they're playing is not the same, right? Like the air raid's gone. Joey McGuire's just brought in smash mouth defense first football. Baron Morton's just playing his balls off right now. And they got
Cameron
that freshman
Dickey
coming back next year.
Yeah.
Why does that name sound familiar?
What's that?
Cameron Dickey. He wasn't at Texas State, was he? No.
No, you're thinking of Cameron
That name-
Dicker,
that-
the kicker from Texas.
Maybe that's what it is. Dicker the kicker. Now with the the LA Chargers.
Chargers.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tech looks really good. And I mean, you saw what Michigan did offensively against Ohio State. Not very good. But I think that Texas Tech offense against Ohio State, Ohio State, if you go look at their schedule, offensively, they haven't faced a real juggernaut on offense. So I'd like to see that matchup if I'm being honest. Like that, I think that'd be a really good matchup. But
Yeah, I
we'll
think
see
it'd be
next
fun to
week.
watch at least. So yeah, we'll find out a lot next week. So Oregon got the big win over Washington. Got a little sketchy there for a little bit. Thought Washington
Yeah.
might be able to
I
stay
was
with them,
hoping.
sneak it out, but Oregon snuck that one out. So 26-14. So locked themselves into a
I like
playoff at this point.
that was the like reoccurring theme of the weekend is like every team that Texas needed to get a little bit of help from, fucking nobody delivered. Nobody.
Yeah.
Like on the outside looking in, knowing full well we're on the outside looking in with 3 losses. Like needed Oregon to lose, didn't happen. Um, needed OU to lose, didn't happen. Needed Vanderbilt to lose, didn't happen. Like just nonstop.
Yeah. In that game, that Oregon Washington game is always chippy as
Mhm.
well. So I mean, again, it's rivalry weekend. You're expecting those types of matchups and close games, and yeah, good win for Oregon. I mean, I'm still a little suspicious of them actually being a good football team, but I mean, when the playoffs roll around, it don't matter. You just got to play good when it matters.
Yep, just got to keep winning.
Yeah.
Was Dante Moore always an Oregon commit, or did he transfer? He was always an Oregon commit.
Trent,
Okay.
No, he was a commit to LSU. He was
Okay.
committed to LSU for a long time and
And
flipped
then
to
flipped.
Oregon. Yeah. Out of Duncanville?
That's
Yeah.
back
well,
to
he
back
Decor-
years
he
that happened to LSU. That's
Decorian
tough.
Moore.
he committed to Oregon, and then Dylan Gabriel signed with Oregon, so Dante Moore went to UCLA, backed up at
Mm.
UCLA, and then went to Oregon.
You said Dante Moore. I thought you said Decorian
Yeah, you're
Moore.
thinking of DeCorian more. Yeah,
That's correct.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
he's talking about the
Decor-
quarterback. Yeah,
yeah, I thought. Sorry,
Yeah.
that's no. He was never committed to LSU. I thought you meant
Okay. He's
Decorian
from
Moore,
Detroit.
the wide receiver from Duncanville.
No. Yeah.
Dang, they have two D Moores on
They
Oregon.
do.
That's confusing.
both pretty solid football players as well.
Yes, they are.
I mean,
Yeah, so
Decoria Moore didn't have a. Is he injured? Because he didn't even have a catch in this game.
I have no idea.
I think he is hurt right now.
Gotcha.
Which don't they have
I don't see
Evan
Evans.
Stewart too?
I was gonna say I don't
He's
see
been
Evan
he's
Stewart with a reception either.
He was out for the season.
he's out for the season.
Yeah.
Hmm. Well, and then one of the more impressive wins of the weekend. I know our underdog that I know Lucas and I had the midline on. Pitt, Miami just went in and just absolutely beat the dog out of them. Just trying to make every statement they can to try to sneak into that playoff and getting a huge win, 38-7 over Pitt, to where I mean they controlled that entire game. I mean Pitt was never really in it, so big win for Miami. Needed a lot of help still to get an ACC championship. Didn't work out, so now it's now they're most likely probably the first or second team out. So depending on how the rankings fall, but
Yeah, I already made my statement on that. I still think Miami somehow sneaks in. They obviously can't do anything about it, but I feel like, I mean, obviously, if Virginia wins, like Virginia's going to be the representative from the ACC, like obviously. But if Duke somehow pulls off the win against Virginia,
well, and
man,
that's what I was gonna say. It's like, man, for you to keep the ACC out completely with a number 12 team, like you just wonder what the committee's gonna try to do
agreed.
yeah, because if
Like have
Duke
some,
wins, like we said, like most likely they're not gonna have a team represented. So
like they're going to want some representation from everybody. Like because on paper, like Miami is the best team in the ACC. There's no question about it. Like not even an ink of doubt. But
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I mean, to have Virginia
It,
and Duke representing your conference is a bad look.
yeah,
they would have to pick a precedent because that would require you to either punish Alabama for losing their conference title game and getting a third loss, or you'd have to
punish
implement
OU.
the no, you'd have to implement the head-to-head win over Notre Dame. That's their only two options.
That's true. I
But
mean
they've
they
been but they've been steadfast. I mean, there's a three-team gap between them and them in Notre Dame right now. I mean, they've been steadfast at not doing that. To do that this late in the cycle would be crazy. And I'm going to tell you right now, I think the committee wants Notre Dame in over Miami because I think they obviously think that they're a better team. And I don't disagree with that.
You don't see a world where they jump OU and leave OU out?
No,
No.
because I think Oklahoma is of the teams at that bottom. OU is probably the worst team of that group, but they're
Agreed.
they're the most deserving team to be in the playoff because they have won games. They have one of the more impressive resumes. Going to Neyland and going to Bama and winning those games is very, very impressive.
The Bama one is the Neyland one. I don't think is as
Well,
impressive
the Neyland one
after what
took a little,
Vanderbilt did.
just did that. I'll give you that. But at the time, you got to look at it at the time
Yeah,
of when the games are played and what the stakes were. You want to go
and
back to Oregon earlier. Oregon still gets a lot of credit for going to Penn State wide out. Penn State finished 6-6, but at the time that was not the case, and I'm not going to discredit them for that at the time. Oklahoma did it at night in Neyland, blackout game, very impressive win.
yeah, I still. I mean, we had the conversation about their win at Bama too. Um, kind of snuck that one out, and statistically, I mean, a win's a win. Like you can't.
It's
There's no two ways about it. But
hard to win at Bryant Denny
yeah,
I
with the
still just
offense
don't
that is
think
abysmal.
bad.
I still just don't think Notre Dame should be ranked as high as they are.
Dude, they're very good.
They're good.
They have the
I
best running back in the country. Who's probably going to win?
Yeah,
the
I mean,
Heisman. The
I
dude,
get
the
that,
dude gets
but
eight carries and rushes for like 170 yards. It's bonkers. And CJ Carr's gotten better as the years progressed.
it's not as bad as last year, right? Like where we all felt Notre Dame was just getting shoehorned into that playoff, and then obviously like they were worth the entry because they made it to the national championship, right? Um, just
Dude,
opening the game, like opening the season with two losses was just,
but they
I don't
lost
know.
against two decent teams. Like that's the kicker there. And they were
Well,
both
but we
like
know
the
that
Miami
now.
game's on the road and yeah, we
Yeah,
know that now. But dude, like let's look at some of their wins. Like Syracuse is not a good football team, but Syracuse did
no,
go on the road and beat Clemson's not a very good football team either. But like
no.
Syracuse won that game. Notre Dame put up
And they won.
70.
They did. Yeah, they did. And then they won at Pitt 35 or 37-15, and then USC 34-24. The Pitt game was on the road. The USC game was at home.
And then they go and smoke Arkansas. I mean, Arkansas is not a good football team, but like Arkansas played a ton of close games this year. Go look at Arkansas's
They did.
losses.
Yeah, no, yeah, 100%. Like before that Texas game, I think all of Arkansas's losses were a combined 10 points. Like
Yeah.
they were in every single game. I don't disagree with that. It's just I don't know. It's just weird.
I mean, I think Notre
I
Dame
got.
deserves to be in at
I,
this
I'm
point.
gonna I'm gonna I'm gonna claim ignorance on that one after looking at the schedule a little bit. Like you know, it just feels like they don't play anybody because they're independent and like they're not having to play a hard
Yeah.
conference schedule. But like they scheduled teams who this year like were solid teams. Like I'll give them that. So I'll
Yeah.
retract my previous statement.
And Jordan
Well,
Love,
they
dude. Like, I think you have to have that guy in the playoff.
Jeremiah Love.
Jeremiah Love.
Jesus Christ, I did it again.
I've done it like 2 times this year too, man. You're good.
Did I do it earlier too?
No, you said it right.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, God. But yeah, I think Notre Dame.
They didn't have that great of a game against Stanford though, for what it's worth.
Probably
Yeah.
barely played.
Love was banged
No,
up.
he had like
60.
17 carries, 16, 14
Oh yeah,
carries
like
for
30,
66 yards.
6 yards.
Dang,
Yeah.
they gave him the ball 14 times. That's probably the most carries he had all season.
Yeah, seriously.
God. Workhorse over there.
One reception for 6.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of lower end playoff teams, we got Oklahoma who hosted LSU. We touched on it a little bit earlier, but LSU did everything they could to not win the football game, and they succeeded in the end.
Dude.
Defense played lights out the entire time. offense just abysmal, and then Oklahoma just blown coverage with 4 minutes left to take the lead 17-13, and that ended up being the difference maker. But yeah, tough loss for LSU, and then obviously for any of those bubble hopefuls that were trying to sneak in, having Oklahoma sneak that game out really hurt for several of those teams that are on the outside looking in. So, but a big win, ugly win for Oklahoma, but give them, I
Dude,
think it was a 99% chance of making the playoff now.
LSU had no business losing that game, especially after that interception brought down to the 4-yard line. Like, credit Mateer for making that tackle too. He chased down I'm blanking. Linebacker number 7, Harold Perkins. He chased down Harold Perkins, and made a tackle at the 4, and then Michael Van Buren first play pick.
Gave it right back.
And that ended up being the difference in the game, because if you score that, I mean, the game flow probably changes, but 20-17, LSU gets the win.
Yeah.
I'm not making any excuses for LSU, but LSU, of their 5 losses this year, 4 of them were on the road against top 10 teams, or like playoff potential teams, and they were all like, they had the ball in the fourth quarter to go take a lead in all of them. Their offense is just absolutely inept. I think T-Bob tweeted after LSU didn't convert on 4th down to go for the game-winning drive. He said, "I'm shocked that LSU didn't go score to take the lead, as we've seen all year. Like, literally, they've been in multiple games where they've had opportunities to win football games. They just figure out a way not to, because they're completely inept offensively." I know Lane Kiffin's bringing in a lot of his offensive staff with him after the showing against Western Kentucky and now against OU. Bring every single one of them with you, please. I'm begging you. Like, the offensive staff right now at LSU is just atrocious. So,
Because that's the thing, man. It's like LSU's defense is good. So if they could get their offense rolling, I mean, like, you could immediately turn that team around. Like, if he's able to bring in the right staff and everything.
I don't know what other, like, secondary rooms look like across the country, but I don't know if there's a better 1-2 duo at corner than DJ Pickett and Mansour Delane. Like, LSU's corners are, like, Mansour Delane's going to be a first-round draft pick, like, in April. Like, he's that good. And DJ Pickett's a 6'5" freak show athlete who's a true freshman. Like, yeah. I mean, they picked off Mateer 3 times.
Yeah.
And still only scored 13 points.
It's rough, man.
Like,
They picked off Lagway 5 times and scored 20.
Yeah.
Like,
all I kept hearing about all during the spring was just how great John Mateer was. He was the second coming of football Jesus, and I just have not seen that at all.
No.
Like, I know he broke his thumb and, like, had to have surgery on it, and, like, that definitely throws a wrench into things. I think Texas was probably a bit of a beneficiary from that in the Red River Shootout, coming back a little too quick. But I've not been impressed with him.
No.
I mean, don't forget, he did win the September Heisman.
He really did. He really did.
And Nussmeier won the August Heisman.
It's fair. They did. They did.
Yeah.
It's crazy how teams fall.
Yeah.
It's why you play the games, right? It's why you play the games.
But
That's
one thing I'll say.
And that's just one thing for Oklahoma too, is like ever since Venables came into Oklahoma, like their offense hasn't been where it's supposed to be. I mean, the defense has always been there because that's Venables' thing, but the offense has always been lacking.
I mean, and that is one thing I will say about LSU's offense. It's not good, but that's arguably the best defense in the SEC that they went up against on Saturday.
Yeah.
I mean, statistically, it is.
Yeah. trying to find the box score for that game. Oh, it's because I'm on it.
Yeah, it was bad.
Not good.
No.
I think
Then
LSU might have had like 80 yards passing or something.
I think in the third quarter
He's
he
got
had like 18 or something. Like it was something
Yeah.
crazy.
yeah.
uh,
I just don't I don't get the hype. Like he's got 12 touchdowns to 10 interceptions. So this guy's a walking turnover. And John Mateer, I mean. Just kind of circling back to that, like just not the bill of gold, not the bill of goods I think anyone was sold when he transferred.
yeah.
Is he a
But
senior?
junior.
Yes. Oh, really? Oh,
Junior.
man.
ESPN has him as a junior.
I
Maybe
thought he
it's a
was like a
redshirt
grad
junior.
transfer. Maybe
Mm-mm.
give him for another year then. Give it back to Michael
He,
Hawkins.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, one game that we passed up on is Ohio State and Michigan. We talked. Well, I guess we touched on it a little bit earlier, but I guess the one thing I'll say is that how challenged has Ohio State still been this year? I mean, we know what they are, but like they still haven't been challenged by any team really this season. I mean, they played Texas beginning of the year when Texas didn't like their offense was what it was. I mean, like, but other than that, I mean, they really haven't played. They really haven't played anybody. And then obviously, I mean, Michigan technically is ranked 15, but like we said, I mean, that was a much higher ranked team than what they really are. So I'm interested to see how Ohio State's going to do this weekend against Indiana in the Big Ten championship to really get that first full test before they get into the playoff.
I remember reading something wild that like Ohio State's strength of schedule within the Big Ten was like 14th or 15th. Like it's like they haven't played anybody even within their own conference. Like not having to play Oregon, not having to play Indiana until the championship game. Like it feels like the only real team that they've had to play conference wise is Michigan, and they just steamrolled them.
Will, I know
Yeah, they
you're
played
dying to say
Washington,
something.
Illinois, but that's it. I mean, they just haven't played anybody. Penn State was terrible this year. Like, there's a reason that Franklin got fired, right? But
Yeah.
Will,
take it away.
There's a reason it looks like you haven't played anybody when you're just so much better than everybody you play.
It's not even that. It's the I'm looking at the
It's
schedule.
exactly
Like
that.
the teams are terrible.
They weren't supposed to be. Illinois was supposed to be a fringe playoff team. Penn State was supposed to win a Big Ten title. Like you played the schedule that's in front of you, and whenever you can go out there and play on on turtle speed and beat teams by 25, when you can roll out 20% of your playbook, and because your defense isn't going to give up more than 10 points, like it doesn't matter who you play. Like that defense is so nasty. And then
Yeah.
whenever they want to play bully football, to end the Michigan game in the snow, let's go on a 20 play, 81-yard drive and burn 12 minutes of clock just to shove it down your throat.
Hmm.
I, yeah, I'm with Brian here or whoever said it. I'm interested to see them play Indiana, but if they really have just been foot half on the gas pedal, what the hell can this team really do? I
I
mean,
know.
I'm of the mindset like yes, they haven't had to like yes, their schedules looked at daunting, but they're just that much better. I really think they're that much better. I think we'll find out Saturday, but I think it is Ohio State fairly large gap, Indiana smaller gap, everybody else. Like Ohio State is that dang good.
if
Yeah.
as I said earlier, obviously you can only play the schedule that you're dealt. But if Ohio State played LSU's schedule, do you think they would have a loss on their schedule? Going to Alabama, to Vanderbilt, to Oklahoma, to Ole Miss, and at home against A&M. Do you think they would slip up in one of those games?
Maybe one, but that I still don't know if that would tell like I would argue that they're still not the best team in the country. Like
because
The talent
because
on both sides of the ball is insane.
Yeah.
agreed. I just think my point earlier is that defense obviously is crazy good, crazy nasty. Caleb Downs, the whole 9 yards, sure, but like offensively, have they really faced an offense, or defensively have they faced an offense that can put them in a bind? Like the Purdue's of the world are not going to be slinging the ball around with athletes that are going to match up with their corners. Like, I think there's a fair question to ask: have they really been tested? And I mean, honestly, whenever you go into a playoff, like you would think during the regular season, like getting into situations where you have to face some adversity might be a good thing before you go on a playoff run. In my opinion, I don't know, and they haven't had to deal with that once this year
Well, and I think that's
because
a
of
good
their
thing about
schedule.
them getting to play the Big Ten championship. Because say they did slip up and lose to Michigan, then you're not really playing any legitimate force because you're not playing in the Big Ten championship, and then you got to go play in the playoff from there. So I think them playing Indiana, it's at
Ohio,
least a good, at least gives them a good, tune-up game before they get to bye and then go into the playoff.
Yeah,
it's like I don't want to harp on strength of schedule, but they have the 45th strength of schedule like in the country, and I'm not faulting them for that. But to Lucas's point, like who have they played? Texas, who on defense, like I think we all would agree at the start of the season, Texas's defense was rock solid. Like they only put up 14 points. Julian Sains, first game as a starter, redshirt freshman, all of that. Arch kind of in the same boat. Like I get it. Like I'm not discounting that, but you played that game in the horseshoe and you only put up 14 points against probably the best defense they played all year. And it's the same for Indiana for that matter. Like outside of Oregon, who's Indiana played? It doesn't feel like they've really played anybody or been tested either. So I'm excited. I'm excited for that game probably more than any other one because I think you're really going to find out. Well, maybe you find out if these teams are real or if one gets boat raced.
I was gonna say, I
yeah.
think if anything, we'll learn more about Indiana than we will about Ohio State in the Big Ten championship. But
I mean,
Yeah.
they went to Oregon and beat Oregon by 10 at home, like on the road.
yeah,
Like that's a more impressive win than anything that Ohio State has on their schedule, in my opinion.
I mean,
Um,
don't
But go
forget
look at Oregon's schedule. Who's Oregon beat?
USC.
yeah,
And that's it.
No, but but
Like you
but
could do
but,
this up and down the Big Ten.
but
I
in the Big
understand that.
yeah,
Ten, go look at what Indiana did to that Illinois team that you were talking about.
yeah. Illinois was number
Like
9 in the
70,
nation at that game.
67,
At the
whatever it
time.
was.
Yeah,
Yeah. Like 63 to
yeah,
10 against Illinois at home. But again, is Indiana really that big of a home field advantage? I, probably not. Like not to the extent that some of these SEC schools probably are, but like I mean, just crushed them.
yeah.
yeah.
I'm less convinced about Ohio State than I am Indiana, which is a wild thing to say in the year 2025.
Damn.
We'll find out.
Yeah, that's why I play the games, baby.
That's right. Well, let's go to the Iron Bowl.
Maybe it's the whiskey
Alabama.
talking. Who knows?
There you go. Alabama beats Auburn 27-20. Uh, Auburn making a big comeback down 17-0. Looked like they were dead to rights. Come back, tied up 20-20, and then Alabama decides to go for it, 4th and 2 on their own 6-yard line, or on the 6-yard line going in. Find a way to score a touchdown, go up
Balls.
27-20. Yeah, big time play call to go for that because DeBoer would have had a lot of questions he's going to have to answer if they don't convert that and Auburn finds a way to win that game. But big time play there that really changed the whole spectrum of that game and ended up getting them the win. So big win on the road. I know we talked about, Auburn is who they are, but I mean, that's a huge rivalry and crazy things happen when you go to Jordan Hare. So for Alabama to go in there and get that win,
Mhm.
that was big for them. So
Yeah, it's Auburn.
Well, it's
Auburn
like
looked better with that quarterback. He at least
yeah,
had some mobility in the pocket, which Alabama obviously we all know that they have difficulty stopping the run. So,
Mhm.
um, yeah,
Was it 2 out of the last 3 years that Alabama's just snuck out of there with a win?
on fourth down.
Yeah, it was Isaiah Bond, 3 years ago, and then they get the fumble. Auburn's driving the ball, and then fumbles it.
Cam Coleman too,
Yeah.
their best player.
Yep.
But I don't remember which drive it was. They were just playing with fire. Like, they could not hold on to the football. They fumbled the ball like 3 separate times. They got it back twice,
Yes.
and then eventually,
They
like,
also fumbled a punt that happened to roll out of bounds.
yep.
Yeah.
And I think I saw a stat like Auburn. I think had 6 turnovers all year before yesterday. Like, they took care
It's
of the
rough.
football. That's the one thing that Auburn did very well. Yeah, I don't know what was going on.
Just got the
It's
yips, I
crazy.
guess. So
Yeah.
That one
But
hurt. Like that one hurt to watch. I love the underdog story. I hate Alabama just in general. Like, I was really hoping like Auburn was
no,
gonna.
you were hoping so Texas got in.
Well, there's that part of it. Like there's that part of it. I'm not gonna shy away from it. But like, even that part notwithstanding, like I would love to. I love seeing Alabama people hurt. I really do.
Yeah. It's one of
Maybe
my
maybe
favorite
it's because a lot of
pastimes.
the, maybe it's because a lot of the people I work with like are big Alabama fans. But like, I was just really hoping, you know.
Yeah.
And I don't think Ryan Williams hurt. Like, he wasn't targeted, didn't have a single reception or
No.
anything. Just shut
that
He
was
down,
weird.
played.
bracketed.
There were several big
He played.
plays where he was on the sideline. It was really weird.
He played for sure.
Transferring to LSU.
There's a lot of rumors that he's transferring, not to LSU. I don't know where he's going to go, but there's rumors that he's like not happy and might enter the transfer portal. But
His dad played at
again,
Auburn,
like,
so
yeah, Cadillac.
just go down the road, Lou. Cadillac. No. Oh man. Oh. And
That's
then
a
on
name I
Friday,
Is
heard a
that
very long time.
is that his
Cadillac
dad? Is
Williams.
Cadillac Williams his
No,
dad? Oh,
no,
okay.
his
I
dad,
was like,
his dad played the
I was trying to do the
secondary.
math in my head. I'm like, I don't think the math on that works.
Yeah. Yeah.
no. It would. It
Wasn't
would
that long
probably.
ago.
It probably would be around the same time frame though,
It'd be close. It'd be close.
because
Kid
he's
at 15.
Ryan
Yeah.
Williams still 17.
Yeah, still. Yeah.
Glaber Torres is still only 22.
Yep.
MLB shout out there for a second.
Yeah. Well, let's get into the game we've all been waiting for. Friday night, Texas, Texas and Texas A&M Friday night game, big rivalry, obviously. Chance for A&M to get in the SEC championship game. Texas gets the win, 27-17. Very ugly first half. A&M was up. Was it 10-3 or 10-6?
10-3.
10-3.
Yeah, just real ugly. I mean, I think Arch started 5 for 23 passing or something like that. I mean, it was
He
just
looked rough.
rough to watch. But the second half, much better on the Texas end. And then Texas ends up getting the win at the end. So 27-17. So doesn't kill A&M because obviously they're still a playoff lock. And the biggest thing for them, I know we talked about it, just now they don't have to play the SEC championship game, which take that for what it is. But yeah, but I know
I mean,
for A&M fans, it's still a big loss. So
either way, what I was gonna say is like, what I was telling one of the Aggie fans that was there, where we went to go watch the game at, like, either way, you were gonna have to play an extra game, right? If you win, you play an extra game in the SEC championship, you get the bye. If you lose, you have to play a first round game. Like, it's like no matter what, you were gonna have to play an extra game.
yeah,
But now you get to play an extra home game, which is kind of sweet. Like, I mean, Kyle Field's going to be rocking in that game. But one of the things that I noticed too, and we were kind of talking about it as well as the game kind of went on, I think that blocked field goal loomed large in the game early in the first half, which obviously Marcel Reed was kind of forcing the ball a little bit whenever they were down 10, down 2 scores. And I think if that's a 7-point game, that the play calling is a little bit different in that situation where you're not pressing as much. And so I think that's one of the underlying things that people aren't really talking too much about, where if A&M converts that field goal, it's a 1-score game, and they're going in to tie the game instead of trying to rush and forcing balls where they shouldn't be into quadruple coverage. But
Yeah,
yeah.
I didn't realize how bad. And this isn't a shot. This is just explaining ignorance. I didn't realize how bad A&M's kicking game had been. Like that place kicker, his percentage is like 66.7. It's bad.
Well,
We
that's
had
not
some
even
Aggies sitting. We had some Aggies sitting behind us, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we don't have a kicker. Like this is gonna be terrible. So we ought to just go for it on every fourth down." I'm like, I just like someone doesn't know the ball behind me, and then you know,
well, the kid
it
that
was
was kicking
kids, so
isn't even their starter.
yeah,
Isn't the Randy Bond kid the actual was the kicker for a while, and then he got benched, and this other kid was the one kicking.
yeah. That's accurate. And his field goal percentage was 61%. So I can see why he got benched.
Well, I know our Aggie
and I
fan
guess,
here
like,
texted right after it happened. He said that he's ready to put the special teams coach's head on a pike. So,
Dude, as a Texas fan who had to endure Burt Auburn last year, like emotionally, I feel that. Like it
yeah.
sucks having absolutely no confidence in a kicker at all. Like it really sucks. You know, I will always claim Mason Shipley as a former Bobcat. Eat 'em up, Cats, go Cats, go. But God, it was nice not having to worry about that facet of the game
Yeah, he's nailed
this year.
Marcel Reed with that ankle injury. How limited do you think he was? Like, I'm sure they gave him a shot and made him go just play through it.
He was.
Will
Sorry.
like
Go ahead,
do
Will.
you think he was good? Like, yeah,
He was fine. I mean,
that
people are
looked
trying.
bad.
People are trying to spin. Oh, I mean, until not seeing it live, I thought it was Achilles straight off the bat
Yeah,
because when you see like
yeah,
the non-contact, like obviously when they showed the replay, you knew right away it wasn't Achilles. But when you see a guy just lose his footing and go down, the world we live in now, it just seems like every single one of those turns out to be a blown Achilles. Which is why I
Mm,
texted y'all immediately and was like, well, it was a fun season. Like if he's down, because Miles O'Neill's ass is a backup. So I mean,
yeah.
our season was done. Um, I think he's fine, and I think it was early. It was early, right after he had that. He comes out and he scrambles out for an 11-yard gain on the left side of the field. Didn't seem to be limited. Some people were analyzing, saying in the pocket, he wasn't as mobile as he would have been. He still had some scrambles, so I'm not going to sit here and say, guys, we all played sports, like adrenaline plus whatever they shot him up with in the tent.
Yeah.
He's probably hurting a lot more. He's probably hurting a lot more Saturday than he was in the moment. So I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh, that was cause for concern or reason why some of the things happened in the game. I really don't think it was.
Yeah.
yeah, it felt like real time. He converted a lot of third downs with his legs, even after that happened. Um,
Sure as hell
you know,
wasn't his arm.
I think the bigger story in that game is just the shutdown of Reuben Owens, and him averaging 3.9 yards a rush versus his 5.5 yards. You know, after watching the Arkansas game and seeing them give up 510 yards, I was very nervous. Like did not have a ton of confidence in the Texas defense like I had in the past. Kind of going, recalling that Arkansas has like been close in a lot of games. And they had 510 yards against Texas. That defense has given up a lot here recently. Um, to see them
I think
bottle up Reuben Owens was
I think the
encouraging.
opposite. I think the opposite is true too. Texas hasn't had a run game all season, and I think that was the.
Only in rivalry games.
I think yeah. I was gonna say I think that was a game changer in the second half, where Texas came out and started pounding the football. And I mean, I know Wisner had that long run
He popped
right at the
for two.
beginning. Yeah,
Yeah.
giving them a short field on the first drive of the second half, but yeah, and then just a blown coverage on that touchdown in the back of the end zone. I mean, I don't know what
Well,
happened there.
we were all yelling for Arch to run it. We're like, what are you doing? Like he threw the ball. Like like our seats are down in that end zone, and like didn't see Ryan Wingo. Like I don't think any of us until he caught it were happy that he threw it.
Yeah, I mean, I know there was another situation where Arch had an easy first down, and with his legs and ended up throwing it out of the back of the end zone. And he
Yeah,
almost threw it out of the back of the end zone there too.
real close, real close.
Yeah, was that Wingo that made the catch?
Yeah, yeah, it was Wingo.
Yeah, yeah. Wingo decides to make that catch, but he can't catch a ball that's at his chest, which is wild.
Well, he didn't have any popcorn before the game, you see, so he's able to
Yeah.
catch this time. No butter on his fingers.
Yeah, but again, at the end of the day, I don't think it's the end of the world for A&M. Obviously, they don't like losing to Texas. I don't think,
I would say
but
so.
they still have all to play for, and they'll probably face North Texas in the first round of the playoffs or something.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Well,
if like the games matter, right? But I think if you're an A&M fan, like, does it really matter outside of it being the rivalry game? No, it doesn't. Like, it's fine, rinse and repeat. Let's go on. We're getting a home game to open the playoffs. Which, again, if last year's any indication, that's what you'd rather have. You'd rather not have the bye. All the bye teams last year lost in that first round that they played. So I think you'd rather have the home game, not have to play the extra game that doesn't, like the SEC championship again, doesn't really matter. The teams that are in it are going to be in the playoff unless the committee does something wild and stupid and keeps Alabama out if they lose, which I don't think they should do. Um, it's outside of it being the Texas game, right? Like, that's the only, to me, as an outsider, not an A&M person, like, that's the only part that sucks about it. Other than that, I'm like, whatever. Like, it really doesn't matter. I'm more concerned about, the playoff game.
Yeah, again, I can't speak for all Aggies, but I know some Aggies have the sentiment is they would rather go 0-11 with a win against Texas than making a playoff, which is kind of mind-boggling. But again, I know, Will, but I definitely know some that have that sentiment and bragging rights for a year. They'd rather have that. Kind of, I mean, honestly, it's not too dissimilar from Ohio State fans. I mean, Ohio State
Yeah.
fans they won the national championship last year, and they were still pissed off that they lost to Michigan. Like, they didn't really even care about the Natty, which is wild.
That natty was the only thing that saved Ryan Day's job. Like, I think he was on the way out if he didn't win that natty.
Maybe, but again, those fans. I mean, you got to get your priorities straight. I mean, the
well, and
playoffs
notes.
are and winning a natty is more important. But
Yeah, guys kind of covered it to that point. Those A&M fans are stupid. If you told me every year we were guaranteed the playoff, but you're going to lose Texas every year, fine. I mean, it's rivalry, but you're not playing to win rivalries. You're trying to win national championships. So
yeah,
I couldn't disagree more with that. As far as the game goes, yeah, it was tough. That was the two things they touched on, exact opposite of what I thought. Texas defense decided they were going to man up and try to stop the run, and they were going to force Marcel Reed to play quarterback. They didn't do a ton of blitzing. They mostly just rushed forward, still got pressure on Marcel. They were not going to get beat with KC and Mario or even Ashton Bethel Roman. He's come on as a deep threat as well. They were going to force them to play underneath, make plays. They weren't going to give up deep balls, and they were just going to try to stop the run, which they did. Opposite end of that, A&M, which has been our kryptonite for years, the big play kills us because it's not. You can't sit here and tell me that Texas just whipped us up and down the field. Like we
Mm-mm.
stopped them a lot, but we gave up the big plays. They put them in opportunistic spots. You take away that. I mean, Arch didn't light anything up. Yeah, we didn't get a ton of sacks. We missed some sacks. We got a lot of hands on him. Couldn't bring it down. He got rid of the ball in some situations that we were very close to putting them in deep, third and longs. Didn't happen. So credit to Arch. Made the throws when he had to. Um, but yeah, it was tough. But we are in a good spot. I said it a couple weeks ago. I know it was loser mentality, but I'm not going to sit here and act like I was dying to go play in the SEC title game. Yeah, I would love an SEC title, but again, you're looking past that. You want to win the ultimate prize, and with Marcel getting a little banged up, Le'Veon Moss is on. He probably couldn't have played in the SEC title game. He'll play in the first round of the playoff now. and that running back dynamic is a lot different with him. And if he's fully healthy, that's going to be awesome. Get these guys some rest. I'm not, yeah, again, loser mentality, but I'm not going to sit here and cry that I'm not playing the SEC title game. Let Georgia and Bama go beat up on each other in a fist fight, and we get an extra week off. Let all these guys get healthy. Home game at Kyle Field. You want to talk about electric atmosphere? That's going to be the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. Um, and we'll find out Saturday, or I'm sorry, we'll find out Tuesday what the committee does. I think we are either going to be the seventh ranked team or the sixth ranked team. Um, and that's going to hinge on how much they think Ole Miss is going to be able to do without Lane Kiffin. If they think if they're going to punish Ole Miss for Kiffin, I think we come in at six. If they're not, we probably come in at seven, and that's a big difference, massive difference. Because if you're the sixth ranked team, you're either playing probably Virginia or a Group of Five team. Because if Duke wins, you're playing one of the two Group of Five teams that are going to get in. If not, you get Virginia. If you're the seventh ranked team, you're probably getting Alabama, and that's a lot tougher than the other route. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's a huge ranking for A&M on Tuesday.
I do want to like just touch on like I don't think it's loser mentality at all, in the era of college football that we're in, to not want to go play in the conference championship game if your berth in the college playoff is already locked up and you're getting a home game. I just don't like it. The conference championships mean less now than they ever have before. I'd be right there with you. Like if I was in the same position, I'd be like, I'm perfectly content to not go play that game. Let me get rested and healed up. Let me get that extra week to game plan, heal, and then let me have that home game to get clicking again after a week off. Versus the bye or versus the conference championship game. I just don't think they matter much. I think within the next 5 to 10 years, we probably see those go away anyway. I really do.
Yeah, but it just doesn't seem to matter much in like the Big Ten and the SEC. Now the
Mm-mm.
ACC it means everything. In the Big 12 it means half everything. It means something for
Yeah.
BYU as long as Tech doesn't get blown out, which they're not. I mean, I
Hmm.
think they'll be the ones doing the blowout, but it matters in those two, and obviously it matters in the group of fives. But yeah, it does seem like the Big Ten SEC is just a battle of seeding at this point as we move forward. But
Yeah.
Yep. Any other games y'all want to touch on?
nah, let's get into the championship ones.
All right, let's roll. Well, it is championship week. All the conference championships coming up. Some big ones that will change the dynamic of a lot of different things. So let's get started on Friday, where we have North Texas versus Tulane in the American Athletic Championship. North Texas is actually a 2.5 point favorite currently. So, Lucas, who you got in this one?
Um, Give me Tulane. I know North Texas's offense is high flying, all that good stuff, but um, I think Tulane's more talented on both sides of the football. Give me Tulane to get that 12th spot locked up.
Like it. Well,
Yeah, I mean, I really want to take North Texas because that quarterback is awesome. It's a great story. Didn't start a game in high school. Zero-star recruit, and Morris just picked him out of nowhere, diamond in the rough, and this guy's just putting up crazy numbers. Congrats on being the starting quarterback at Oklahoma State next year. That's crazy coming from a zero-star recruit. But the problem with me picking North Texas is go look at that South Florida game when they lost 63-36, and they put up a lot of points. So can Tulane stop it? Is the big thing here. Um, so I'm a little worried, with the future that looks for North Texas. I know Summerall's leaving too from Tulane, but you know Mestamaker is thinking about that quarterback job at Oklahoma State next year. So there's a lot of dynamic here. So I'm gonna roll Tulane, even though I really do want to pick North Texas, but I'm gonna roll Tulane.
all right. Michael?
Yeah, I'm rolling Tulane as well. It's one of those weird deals where their conference championship is played at the higher seed. So this game is in Ullman Stadium in New Orleans. So it's a home game for Tulane, which um, yeah, I think that gives them the edge, some home cooking. So yeah, I'm going with Tulane. If you didn't have all the motion with the coaching staffs and stuff like that between, if only one team was dealing with it, maybe that would tip me. But with both teams kind of going through the same situation, give me the team that's playing at home. I think both teams show up and you know give their best showing because it's for a berth in the playoff. But yeah, give me Tulane.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Tulane as well. I mean, I think they're the better team right now. I think if Summerall was leaving, obviously that would change things, and I'd take North Texas for sure. But I think with Summerall staying uh, through the playoff and everything like that, I think that's going to be a big difference. So that's why I'm gonna take Tulane to win this one. So let's roll down to the ACC where we got huge implications for the ACC depending on the winner of this one. We got Virginia and Duke playing, and Virginia is currently a 2.5 point favorite in this one. So, Will, lead us off here.
I'm torn here, guys, because every time I pick Duke, they lose. So I might go reverse psychology here and pick Virginia, but I mean, don't get this twisted at all. I'm a Blue Devil fan in this game 100% because this is chaos, 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 and I love having to watch that committee have to make a hard decision and then justify it on the backside. It's just pure cinema TV. Um, so I want that written down with the asterisk there. I'm taking Virginia just so Duke will win.
Sounds good. Michael?
I'm taking Virginia as well. They've done it once this season already, 34-17. Wasn't particularly close. I think it's easy enough to beat a team two times in a season. I think it's way harder to beat them three times. But since this is only time two they're playing, give me Virginia.
Lucas?
I'm going Duke. That's my dark
Yes.
horse. I picked them to win the ACC this year as my dark horse, and so at 7-5, the Duke Blue Devils will be your ACC champions for 2025.
I like it. Oh, man, I wanted to take Duke, but just looking at their schedule, like they lost to UConn on the road. Tough loss there. I mean, they've lost some tough games, lost some close games. Man, yeah, I'm gonna take Virginia to win it. I think it's gonna be a close one. I'm with Will 100%. I hope Duke wins because I think it would just be absolutely hilarious just to watch the sweat in that committee room to have to figure out what do we do now. But I think Virginia's going to find a way, and the ACC is going to find a way to get at least one team into the playoffs. So give me Virginia in that one. Well, let's go into our other big playoff implications. We got Texas Tech and BYU. So if BYU wins this one, it will also be a huge shakeup in the CFP because BYU is currently the first team out according to the previous rankings. So Texas Tech currently, however, is a 13.5 point favorite. So Michael, lead us off on this one.
I'm taking Tech. You know, for the first time since 2008, it feels like they're actually cooking with something. Um, yeah, I'm taking Tech.
Sounds good. Lucas?
Yeah, I'm going to take Tech as well. If you go back about 30 minutes in the podcast, you could hear us drooling over Tech and how good they are, and I think they just kind of keep rolling. I think they might be one of the most complete teams in college football, and I think they steamroll BYU, to be honest. And I think they actually convert in the red zone in this game and beat them
Yeah.
by 20. By 20. Give me BYU. I mean, give me Tech to cover the spread at what, 13 and a half?
13.5,
Yeah.
yeah.
Give me that. Give me that. Give me that all day.
I like it. Will?
Yeah, I mean, we're all taking Tech. I mean, the last time these two teams played, I think the spread was was 10.5 at game time. They're opening this one at 13.5. The game's in Arlington. That's much more of a home game for Tech than it is BYU. This is a tough. I mean, BYU is going to come in there, trying to prove something, but Tech's just that much better. Also, their coach is real involved in the Penn State job as well. So where's his head at? Um, I think it's a tall task, and Tech's playing for something here too because there is a scenario here. If they go in and steamroll BYU, their only loss in the season comes without their starting quarterback. I can see a world where Tech ends up number two in the final rankings. We'll get to that game in a minute if Bama was to beat Georgia, but if Ohio State or Indiana it was to win, they're probably going to drop them to three. So there's a world where I think Tech can jump all the way up to two. So I think they're really going to go in there and try to make a statement and try to show that they would be deserving of a ranking like that. So yeah, Tech, I'm with Lucas. I think they cover.
Yeah, I mean, I think they cover as well. I mean, especially, if you look at the last 2 weeks, I mean, they've had to come from behind. I mean, BYU struggled at the beginning of a game. If they struggle against Texas Tech early, like they're going to be in deep trouble. So if they want to have any shot, they're going to have to come out fast and be ready to go. But I mean, we've covered Tech plenty to where we've said it all. I mean, they're the more complete team by far. So it would be crazy to see them jump all the way number two, but I mean, I don't see any reason why they wouldn't be deserving of that either. So, well, let's roll over to the SEC. Let's go Alabama versus Georgia in that game where, sorry, I lost it.
Georgia's 2.5 point favorite.
Georgia's a 2.5 point favorite. So, Lucas, lead us off on this one.
As much crap as I've given Bama for how bad they played the past few weeks, I think Bama actually wins this football game. Every team has their kryptonite, and for some reason, Georgia cannot get over the Alabama hump. And so I think Alabama does it again. I think they go in and win. 2.5. I mean, it's pretty much a coin flip game. I think it's going to be in Atlanta. There's going to be a lot of Georgia fans there, but how many times have they been to an SEC championship game? They've seen it so many times. Alabama, same way. I don't think the home field advantage is even in play here. But for some reason, Georgia can't beat Alabama. Kirby can't get past that hump, even after Nick Saban retired, which is wild to me. But so for that reason, I'm going to go Alabama to win this football game and shake up the playoff standings.
I like it. Well,
Yeah, that would be nightmare scenario for A&M because they would just keep because if they fall, if a couple of these things happen, they could end up not hosting a playoff game. So I'm definitely not cheering for that, but I don't think we'll have to worry about it. I think Georgia wins this football game. It's only 2.5, so I think they'll cover. I mean, Georgia's playing some good football. Bama's been tested here a little bit. Um, I know, like Michael said earlier, teams can win two times over teams. It's hard to beat them three. I think it'd be tough for Bama to beat Georgia again. Kirby does have experience. Kalen DeBoer has shown tendencies for his team to play soft. They let Auburn come back again. We've seen them play soft before. I can see him playing soft here. I don't think Georgia's going to play soft, so give me the Bulldogs.
Georgia, we didn't cover the game, but Georgia was in a barn burner with Georgia Tech.
Yeah,
It was an ugly game.
Key just has them. Key gets Georgia Tech to play up to that game, man. I think that's a
Yeah.
lot of coaching there.
Michael?
Yeah, I'm gonna take Georgia on this one as well. I think this is the game where Kirby gets Alabama off his back. Um, and I think it's a statement win. I think it's a win by more than 10. I don't know why. It's just a feeling I have. I think it's a big win. Like there's not, you know. I think Alabama scores late to make it a 10-point game. That's what I think. I think Georgia wins easily.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm going to
dead
take
last to
Georgia.
pick him already, so it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. I'm gonna take Georgia too. Just because I mean, ever since they did lose to Alabama, they've played a lot better. If you take out that Georgia Tech game, they played a lot better throughout the season since they lost to Alabama at home. So, and I don't see that changing for any reason now. Especially Alabama feels like they've been playing with fire the last several weeks. So I feel like they're just at the point where they're just going to kind of get hit in the mouth, and this one's going to end up, obviously it's not. I don't think it's going to remove them from the playoffs. It shouldn't remove them from the playoff, but I think Georgia's going to take it. So let's move to our last one. We got the number one versus number two teams in the nation, Big Ten championship. Looking for the number one seed, Ohio State versus Indiana. Ohio State is currently a 6.5-point favorite. So, Will, lead this one off.
Ohio State. I went on my rant earlier. I think they are more than a cut above everybody else. The talent on both sides of the ball is unbelievable, and I am under the impression that if the elements weren't what they were in Ann Arbor, I think Ryan Day was going to try to make a statement and try to score like 40 or 50 points. But with the elements, there was just no reason to put your guys in that sort of position when you already had the game well in hand. Um, I think they win by double digits.
Michael?
Kirk Signetti. Look him up. All he does is win. You can Google him. I'm taking Indiana to win this game. I think, in the grand scheme of things, I don't think either one of these teams is super battle tested. I think Indiana has played a couple of harder games. I think, in my opinion, they're a little more battle tested. So I'm taking Indiana in this. I'm hoping for a shootout. I think it'll be a good game. Um, I don't see either one of these teams blowing the other one out. I think it's going to be, you know, fighting tooth and nail for everything that you get the entire way through.
Luke's?
Where's this game being played?
Lucas Oil
It's in,
Stadium,
I would
Indianapolis.
say it's in
Indiana,
Indianapolis. Yeah.
Indianapolis.
I don't think it matters. Give me Ohio State. I think Ohio State wins. Um, I do think defensively they're very good. Again, we went on the rant a little bit ago about Ohio State hasn't faced a good offense, so we're gonna kind of see how they do against at least a competent offense in this game. But I think just up and down the roster, the blue chip ratio, whole 9 yards, I think Ohio State is better than Indiana. So give me Ohio State to win this football game.
Yeah, I'm going to take Ohio State as well. I mean, I think they're just, I think
Ooh,
kind of
the
to
only
Luke,
one.
Will's point earlier, it's just, I think Ohio State's just a league above everybody else right now. So, and I don't see any reason that's going to change now. So give me Ohio State to, I'm going to say they'll cover the 6.5 for sure. So yeah.
Don't get this twisted. I would like to see Indiana win though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be an Indiana fan during the game, but yeah.
I'll be a fan of all the underdogs. I want to see all the chaos.
Yeah.
Will does not.
Yeah.
He wants chalk. He
Yeah.
wants chalk.
I
Yeah.
want the committee to rank. I want the committee to rank as. Yeah, I definitely want six. I definitely want six on Tuesday. I want six on Tuesday and then chalk after that. I'll
Where
be in a
does
lot better
five?
mood come next weekend.
That's what I was
I
going to
guess
say. Who do you
5
have at
plays
5 right
12,
now?
6 plays 11.
We're not going to be five though, because Texas Tech
No.
and Oregon will be above us. I legitimately think that there will be a discussion about how does Ole Miss look without Kiffin, and I think there's a world where they'll keep A&M ahead of them strictly because of that.
Agreed. Agreed.
Do you think
And
they'll put Oregon
that could set
above
up a first round
A&M?
matchup with. Yes. And I think you look at first round matchup 7-10, Alabama holds steady. Do you want an A&M Alabama matchup or an Ole Miss Alabama matchup?
I mean,
That's gonna be a
As a
decision that
viewer,
they want.
personally, or
As,
'cause
as the committee, not me. I know what I
uh,
want. as the committee,
Yes.
that's what they're going to be looking forward here. They're going to project
Yeah.
Georgia to beat Bama. They're going to leave Bama at 10. So their decision already this Tuesday is to set up next week. So they're already
Yeah.
looking at, do they want Ole Miss Bama matchup or do they want A&M Bama matchup? Now, of course, that could all get thrown out the water if some other things happen, but they have to
Yeah.
project these things because with A&M and Ole Miss not playing, they can't
They're not
then
moving.
retroactively in 2 weeks they can't flip them. Like that's just not
Yeah.
possible. So they're going to
Right.
look at all the potential matchups, and so I think that's going to be the decision they make is which matchup do they prefer in the first round.
Yeah. Sounds like a TikTok live on Tuesday night.
It's gonna be fun.
It'll be interesting. I mean, it's going to be that is the only interesting position in my opinion is where do they rank A&M and Ole Miss? Because
Yeah.
one team gets either a group of 5 or a Virginia team, and the other is going to probably get Alabama, and that's very drastically different outcomes.
Yeah. For sure.
Time will
And
tell.
I think we're probably in the driver's seat to get 6. We'll see on Tuesday.
Sure will. That's all I got. Y'all got anything else?
That's it.
All right. I appreciate everybody watching. Continue to like, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your family. Watch our TikToks. We'll post every week. Continue to like and share those. And until next time, we'll see you next week.
Lane Train's here, baby. See you.